We're recording, people.
Welcome to the Mystic Coven podcast, where we're gonna ask the Coven leader some hard questions about witchcraft and divination and everything that has to do with that.
While
I am
Faith looks
Tim.
constipated.
My name is Tim.
I'm Love.
I'm Faith. I don't know why I waved.
Hi, everybody.
We don't really know why she is here. We just brought her in.
We need a
because-
mascot. Yeah, practically.
Yeah.
Yeah. Cool. So anyway, Tim, you had a lot of questions, right?
I have a lot of questions. You want a question?
Yeah. Pop off.
Say please.
No. Faith, say please.
No. Right now.
Fair.
No.
Good. Be dominant. Fuck yeah. Tim, ask now, or else you won't get any
So-
cookies.
Yeah, the dyslexic person's gonna read now. So
Oh yeah.
bear the fuck with me. So, if tarot cards works through synchronicity, what is the mechanism that synchronizes the shuffle, the question, and their interpretation into a meaningful result? Could randomness itself be a consideration medium?
Absolutely. Last one is practically where I would say is like the answer. Randomness is always the answer. When it comes to like what is actually happening when you're dealing in cards, when it comes to the synchronicities and everything like that, it comes from God knows where. That's the random part. But what makes sense is the reader. Because the reader is always just pulling a card and like, oh yeah, this card means key. So naturally, we need to look at blah, 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 and all of a sudden we get a full story from the reader. And both of you have had different kind of stories. What would a key signify for you? Faith, answer that one. What does a key say to you?
Something that might be hidden, maybe.
Right. And Tim, what does a key do to you?
Opens up computers.
Absolutely fair, and obviously two very different kind of life experience. So you guys as a reader would possibly say something along those lines. While a key for me would be family. As you know from my Claromancy kit, that one specific key has a story of my family. So naturally, the key in my sense would be, oh yeah, you might want to look into your family and everything like that. Like I, as a reader, will talk about my experiences. And the reader, the more experiences in my idea, and the more open-minded the reader is, can make sense of your situation through communication of the card. So synchronicity is kind of in there, while it's also not in there, because the reader will make sense of your situation, no matter how much you have given away in your situation. So yeah.
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 You're so good at explaining shit. You make it so like, yeah.
I make it sound like, yeah.
No, but like you have a good way of explaining stuff to
stuff in
dum-dums
order.
like me.
Dum-dums.
So even I understand what the fuck you're talking about.
Lovely. I hope so.
Yeah.
I am a teacher after all, so, you know.
Oh yeah.
Might have to do with that. Possibly. I don't know. What does my life experiences do?
Just a smidge.
Anyway, what's the next question? I feel like I answered that fairly done.
Okay, I'm gonna jump between the questions so it has like.
As long as
No,
you
but-
keep the order, you know.
Oh, there is no really specific order. I'm
Don't
just gonna.
Okay.
Given that runic meanings evolved over centuries, which version, Elder Futhark, Younger Futhark, Anglo-Saxon, holds... Oh, hold on. Which one holds the true magical authority?
And I can
Why?
straight up say that with several references in backing me up on this one. Young Futhark. Like, there's one answer here. Young Futhark. Anglo-Saxon runes and staves didn't really have any other meaning other than just like the Latin letters that we have today, A, B, C. What does A mean to you? It's a letter, and Anton is spelled with an A, and abashedly is spelled with an A at the start of it. Like all of a sudden, it's just letters. It doesn't mean anything. It's a means to get a word out of something.
Yeah.
That's Anglo-Saxon. Old Futhark is the exact same. A, B, C, D, E, F, G. Right? Which doesn't make much sense, because usually when we look at runes and rune castings and everything like that, that is literally the runes that we do have on most rune castings. Not the Young Futhark. The thing is, when Young Futhark kind of came about, that's when that's when magical meaning and significance to letters kind of came about, when Birka became the word and Othala became the thing and blah blah blah. It's just a new design. We kind of made things pop up in that way. But the magical meanings came along. But us neo-pagans, people living after the 1800s, said, Young Futhark doesn't sound ancient enough, so I'm gonna go with the Old Futhark. But I'm gonna use the magical meanings from Young Futhark in the Old Futhark, so I'm just gonna go with that. Don't worry about it. So, literally, the Old Futhark does not have any meaning other than A, B, C, D, E, F, G. But it became full of meaning when Young Futhark got magic. And after the 1800s, when we got the also very lovely, disputable Vägvisir sigils and shit like that came about, we needed to have meanings into the Old Futhark, because that looked cooler. So, yeah.
Well, the Vägvisir, it looks very cool.
It is. It is. And it is correctly made. I can say that. It is Viking and correctly made. It's just not Viking.
Yeah. No, didn't that come to be like just a couple hundred years ago?
Yeah, 200 years ago. Yeah. And the Viking era is between 1100s to 1400s, give or take, depending on where you are, Norway, Sweden, Denmark, or Iceland. But yeah.
Yep.
So somewhere in the middle of the medieval ages, late medieval ages, was Viking era. Yeah, it was nowhere near there. It's, if anything, early modern time.
Ah.
Kind of surprising.
Right? No, actually, it's mid-modern time. We're late modern time right now. Could you imagine that? We're going into the plastic era, so to speak.
Huh. Yeah.
Time.
People really need to, like,
Research
the whole Vägvisir thing, because I've seen so many people getting that tattooed on their bodies, claiming it's Viking.
Yeah.
Or like some protective symbol or something like that.
Yeah, and that is kind of what it's used for. It is a protective sigil, symbol, whatever you like to call it. And let's be honest. For example, one of the best words, I'm a vegan, right? One of the best words out there. Please be vegan, people. The very first use of vegan is way older than you guys may think. It's 500 years old. Vegan back then was actually about eating fruits and vegetable and milk and cheese. So it still was animal produce. But alongside 1900s, 1800s, vegan became the idea about only eating vegetables. So a new word needed to be created to replace the word vegan for vegetarianism. So now vegetarian came to replace vegan, and vegan just shifted its place. So modern times literally just shifted it, and it's kind of the same thing here. If there is a collective use of using vegan instead of vegetarian, instead, obviously a shift happened. If enough people think that it is protective, if enough people say that it is Viking, who's to say that it is not Viking? Obviously, in this case, Viking obviously has a big fault in it, because we can see by fact that it's not in the Viking era, but it is made in the Viking style. It is made correctly in the Viking style. It has everything correct about it. It's just not the same time era. But it's, in all senses, it is Viking. If people say it's Viking to me. I just don't agree. But, yeah. But they need to do their fucking research. And they need to know why they are calling it Viking.
Like, there's so much misinformation as well out there. It's crazy. Like...
Yeah.
But what about the other one that looks like the Vägvisir? I think it's called Ägishjalmur or something.
Yeah.
What's
The
up
one
with
with
that?
just the forks. It's actually from the same book.
Oh.
Yeah, so it's also from the 1800s.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. So.
Cool. Yep. Nice.
Do you want another question, maybe?
Yeah, let Fate answer this one.
No.
Okay.
No.
No. No, thank you. No. Yeah, go on. Go on.
So, what ethical boundaries should a medium observe when receiving unsolicited information about someone living or deceased?
Honestly, Faith, answer this one. Yeah.
Honestly, it completely depends on, I guess, the practitioner or reader who's doing the reading for you, because everyone has different like viewpoints on like things like this. Like one person might be completely like fine doing it, and other people might be against it. I guess I don't know.
And you had events as well, Faith, haven't you? Where you literally just talked about someone's past events, and they were like, "Up, nope." Would you like to talk about that without giving too much detail? For example, for the people watching.
Spill the faith. Spill the tea.
Spill the tea, Faith. Spill it.
I don't know. I'm trying to. I don't know.
Lovely, Faith. Okay, I'll go in here. Obviously, when when a medium or any kind of psychic or any type of clairvoyant, whatever it is, however you're getting your information, obviously some information can hit harder than others, and you need to know that you as a person is allowed to give off information, especially if there's other people around, because it can get very sensitive. And I say that as someone that does private readings almost daily nowadays. Like all of a sudden, I get notes on, you wanted to do suicides. I kind of get it. That's obviously a very sensitive topic. Anyway, is your grandma here? No, fuck you, shit. Not a great time to say fuck you, kind of thing. And obviously, when it comes to people that wants to directly connect to, for example, let's say grandma. If we talk only about mediumship, grandma will know stuff. Grandma will know stuff that only grandma knows and only they know, and so on and so forth. And then you go on and say stuff that no one should know. Obviously, you kind of need a clear on, oh, hey, can I mention certain things? I don't know what's going to come through, but I need to be able to have full clearance on this thing. And ethics is literally just about that, and morals as well. Like, we learn from each other. And you need to be very clear about certain things if you can be open about stuff. For example, if a mother comes in with a child and the child is 10 years old, and then grandma only talks about very sad events, about traumas that no one should ever hear, and then I'm here like, oh yeah, you grandma went through this and that and this, and oh, phew, we should not talk about that one, grandma, thank you very much. And the kid's like that, what the fuck? Like, obviously you need to have good clearance on those things. Ethics comes through other people, not just yourself and your own ideas. So, yeah.
Yep.
Be careful.
Yes. I'm lost for words.
Lovely. Next question then.
Oh, you want the next question? Okay.
Yep.
This is about tarot readings.
I don't know that stuff. Okay, sure.
If two tarot
Wow.
readers pull different cards for the same question, can both readers be considered correct?
Yes.
What does it imply about the nature of of divination?
Nature of divination is practically like I'd rather answer that than can the two readers be correct, because yes, they can absolutely be correct. as well as they could both be wrong because now they got two different answers and the universe is pulling out its ass due to satisfy the, let's call it the client's needs for an answer rather than the needs of a correct answer. But the nature of divination is literally, you ask the question, and from this very second, it's a yes. From this very moment, it says that you're gonna lose money. From this very moment, it says that you should not go studying. From this very moment, you should have done it yesterday. 5 seconds later, pops off into another reader's live stream, face-to-face kind of thing, asks the same question, and that all of a sudden, it says, you're gonna not lose money, you're actually gonna come into money, and you should not study. Please don't do that. And please don't do whatever that other reader said, because you should not have started that yesterday. Please just back off from that whole idea. Because obviously a shift happened. Every single second that you decide to do something, you also decide over your faith. For example, I usually say this on the lives, my favorite question, will I pass my exam? As a quick yes and no question, it's quite easy to see. Boom, yes, you will pass your exam. They say, fuck yeah, woohoo. Obviously you have two kind of ways of responding, and possibly more than that, saying, fuck yeah, nice, I'm gonna pass my exam, I'm gonna chill a bit. That could also result in you chilling too much, so you won't pass your exam now, right? So obviously, next time he pops off into someone else's reading and says, will I pass my exam? It says no, but the other reader said I would pass my exam. Like, stop being butthurt and actually work, because from here on, I'm seeing that you're gonna pass. And that's possibly because you're working enough. And the opposite of it is, fuck yeah, I'm gonna pass my exam. Hell yeah, I'm gonna keep on working hard. The exact same on the opposite. No, you will not pass your exam. And they say, oh, well, I just will stop trying then. And obviously, they're not going to pass their exam, making the reading 100% correct. Or they could say, fuck you, your reading's wrong. I will prove you wrong. And they start working on it. Obviously, at that point, the next reading will be correct because they will most likely say, yes, you will pass your exam. Yeah. So you are, in all cases, very much in control of your own fate when it comes to divination. Whether you are or not, that's a whole different question. Tarot is guidance, not set in stone. Or as I would say and argue, time is set in sand, and you like to play with sand, so make it fucking sand castle. You control
it. Is there any questions you should never ask tarot cards?
The one you're not comfortable in getting an answer to. Because there's so many people that always ask questions like, will my ex come back? No. And they're like, but why? Like, yeah, you asked. I said no. Here's the reasons why. But I really want to. Yeah, I know. But here's the, if you don't want an answer, please do not ask, kind of thing. Is my grandpa happy in heaven? No, sorry. Oh shit, he's not in heaven, dude. That gets awkward. And do you really want an answer to that? And the same with, I usually get really sensitive myself, and I am very blunt when it comes to my answers. And there's my kid died just a few days ago. Is he okay on the other side? And then it comes out, no.
Yeah.
That is rough for a reader from me, and God knows what they're going through on the other side of that screen. And I say that as a live streamer and nothing else. But I always need to also make sense of it. No, he's not okay. Because imagine a sudden change. Life is not what life ever have been. You're dead now. Life has, God knows what it is now. Obviously, it's going to be majorly fucking confusing. God knows if they're here in the room. God knows if they're in hell, heaven, if they're Christian. God knows if they're in Nirvana, if they're Buddhist. God knows where they are. It's going to be confusing as fuck. Just imagine you guys starting a new job without any proper training. It's going to be confusing as shit. Are you okay? No. Because you're driving a forklift now without a license. It's going to be scary as shit.
Even this is new for me, and I'm not okay right now.
Exactly. That's what I mean. Are you okay on the other side, Tim? No.
I'm trying to hold my shit together. I'm on the verge of breaking.
Yeah.
And I definitely feel as well with divination, tarot, for example, people aren't necessarily ready to face the truth, and I feel that's a big part of what I guess ethically is about, is facing your inner truths and bring them to the surface, basically. If you want answers and you want to be true with yourself, you
100%.
have to be prepared when you're asking these questions. Like, it's up to you if
Yeah.
you want to, what way you want to interpret it, like if you accept it or not. Because, like, as you said, like, you basically make your own fate. Like, yeah.
Yeah. That kind of makes me sad usually during my lives, because people get one yes or no question,
Yeah.
right? They get one question, and then there's like one person that gives an amazing fucking question. So if I do this, this, that, and this, and I'm really hoping for this result, if I go down this path, would that work? And then I pop a question and it says no or yes, and obviously they can narrow down their path. They know what they're working towards and everything like that. Then there's that other good. Am I gonna get a Cars 2026? And I'm like,
Yeah.
sure, dude. Yeah, whatever. If that's how you want to use your idea about the future, if that's how you want to use your one question on this live, go ahead. Who am I to argue? There are better questions, I say. But yeah.
From I've seen your live streams a couple of times now.
Prove it.
I'm about to. Hold on.
Okay. Yeah.
And from what I've seen, the most frequently asked questions you get is, will I get pregnant?
Yeah, that's a classic
Do
one.
I have cancer? Or like, will I pass my exams?
Yeah. Or will my ex come back? It's a good
Oh yeah,
classic as well.
come back, yeah.
Yeah,
So there you have like the top 4 most asked questions on your live streams.
yeah. And then you have that one
And
dude, if I do this, that, and this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
And
wish
then
it
you
was
have
me.
me sometimes popping in with something like this,
Yeah, which I really like. Gives
just
me a
to
good
make you
rant.
happy.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you very much. Yeah.
But, like, it's really interesting to see the how, like, the psychology of it works as well. How people like word questions as well, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
Honestly, yeah.
that's something that I didn't expect when, I guess, getting into this whole world, I guess you'd call it, was like kind of the psychological side of it as well, like how people react as well to different things, because a lot of things in, I guess, like witchcraft are like taboo to the general public.
Yeah.
And still, we're sitting there through my lives, and thousands of people pop through needing an answer to a witch on the other side of the screen. It's
Yeah.
quite interesting. But I have also noticed, like, I've never really done, before February, this one year, I never did really readings for a lot of people. I did readings privately and, like, rarely a month, maybe. More for myself, if anything, to be honest. But you can really see, like, I'm not a native English speaker, neither is Tim, I think. And I have, like, in my life, in my 30-year-old life, I have never come across the word reconcile. Like, really, honestly, full stop. I really haven't. Maybe once on a cool movie when I was young. Maybe.
Yeah.
Now on the lives, I see, will we reconcile? Every other fucking question.
Yeah.
The word reconcile, and you can kind of see a hive mentality that the word reconcile is kind of synonymous to a divination question.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That boggles me how hivey it is, if that's a word, if hivey is a word. But yeah, it's kind of strange.
Yeah.
That social experiment I did for myself and only myself, but it's really strange. Yeah.
Divination in itself is strange.
No. You're strange. No,
Well,
you.
for someone like me that is like just starting to learn about it, it's strange.
And that is absolutely fair. There are weirder
Like-
divinations, though. But yeah.
I find
Like,
it really funny.
Let Faith fucking talk, man.
I'm
I
sorry.
shut the fuck up.
Fuck's sake. Faith, go.
Like, I find it really funny because me and Tim are on completely different ends of the line, I guess you'd call it. With,
Ends of the
like-
line, like you're just gonna. This is the end. There's nothing more after
No.
this.
God
Let her
damn.
speak.
No.
Yep.
But like with the whole thing of, like, I guess if you want to call it divination, Because as Tim said, it's like very strange, and I find for me it's nearly, I guess, a natural thing. Because growing up with like, I guess, being like clairvoyant, or what some people call gifted as well, it just came very naturally, like doing certain types of divination, I guess. So like, I find it funny seeing like someone like Tim who would have, I guess, no experience with it and like would find it kind of strange as well. So it's just like, it's really interesting to see how different people interpret it as well.
And I gotta be honest, like I feel like I've been on both sides of this, coming from a very small village in Sweden. And while growing up in this side, like as I said, just like you, Faith, 30 years of practice right here in this one small little room with 2 computers. It's kind of strange. But I've also come from a very small town, and good God, are they bigoted, racist, and narrow-minded. It's absolutely fucking insane. And obviously that... fuck, what am I looking for? It kind of taints you as well. It kind of gets around like a virus how a mentality can really get stuck. And very small villages usually tend to go, I shouldn't probably even try because I know I won't even succeed. Like that mentality, that lockdown mentality is so fucking boring to me. And obviously I got there myself. Like, that's just humbug and blah, blah, blah. Like, I knew my mother still kept on with the fucking dowsing rods and her paintings and everything like it, collected her moss. And obviously I did too. Even though when I went to school, it's like, humbug. But yeah, it was a very weird time growing up in a narrow-minded village while also growing up very pagan. It was very confusing.
Like, I had a completely different experience because luckily my parents let me kind of embrace it. And like, kind of, it wasn't even that like they were fine with me telling people about it. They were just like, if you want to, you can. And like,
Fair.
I always felt like it was just a really big part of my life. So of course I would like share it with people. I was like,
Fuck
this
yeah.
is just part of like who I am. So like,
That makes
I
me
was
so
really
happy,
lucky
honestly.
to-
Fuck yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I felt super awkward due to friends, I think. Like that peer pressure of friends. Because I was semi-popular from a village that had like 9 people. I knew 2, so I was kind of the cool guy. But like, yeah, feeling that pressure was not like anything you experienced, I can tell you that much. I felt very awkward when I wanted to talk about witchcraft, the morbid, the occult, the mystic. People looked at me like... Anyway, can we continue this? Thank you. So yeah, it was weird. Anyway, Tim, do you have another question?
I have many questions. We can take this one, I think, about mediumship. If spirits retain their personality after death, what does that imply about consciousness, memory storage, and the survival of identity beyond the brain?
That is the question, if your brain is your identity or if your soul is identity, honestly. Like, that is such a philosophical idea. If your body is who you think you are, or if your soul is who you think you are. If, let's say, this is a classic one, you die and you pop off into another world, would you retain your body, or would you build suddenly a new body, like poof into existence of the way how you think you were?
But like, that also goes into reincarnation as well, I guess, because it's all about kind of remembering who you were before, and like, I've personally had experiences with that, and like, it's a very strange outer body kind of nearly experience to have, because like, you know that you did exist somewhere, I guess, in a different realm or timeline. So it is really interesting to see as well, like, how do I personally know these things or remember these things? Like, how could I kind of, where am I finding this information from? And why is it aligning with what is true, you know?
Oh yeah, oh yeah. And this is kind of getting really interesting into the idea of ghosts as well. Like everyone knows, like, oh yeah, that's a ghost. Yeah, that's Bob. He's cool.
Yeah.
But then you have the daywalkers, the one that keep reliving their death day every single day, kind of thing. Oh yeah, oh hey, there he goes. Someone drove over him again. Cool.
I told you about that yesterday.
Yeah.
Hey,
Yeah.
Dope. Fuck yeah. Deathwalkers, daywalkers, whatever you like to call them. Different cultures, different names. But yeah, where does the idea and the remembrance of who they are, where does it get lost so they get locked into that one event? Like, is this kind of where a soul gets shipped instead? So they're stuck in this weird loop to needing to relive. And then you also have, if anyone knows dementia, let's be honest, if you suddenly, as an 8-year-old, pop into the idea and mindset, and let's call it the soul in this one discussion, the soul of an 8-year-old, obviously you're going to be fucking confused. If they're going to die in that idea and that mentality as well, imagine a ghost with dementia. It's going to be fucking scary eventually. Live 1,000 more years and God knows what you are at that point. You know?
Yeah.
Kind of weird. But yeah, remembrance, where does it hold? Is it because of the fact that you are alive, or that you actually remember? Several philosophical questions.
it makes sense, yeah.
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 Someone say something before it gets uncomfortable.
It is a very, I guess, scary thing to think about as well. The afterlife, I guess, like dying because being like, I don't know what you want to call it, psychic, whatever you want to call it. It's strange as well because, like, why do you fear death if you can communicate with it, if that makes sense? Like, what's there to fear? That's like something I face a lot in my mind. I'm like, why do I fear death if, like, what I'm experiencing and other people who are like me are experiencing, like, and it's kind of not as scary as you think. It's like,
And honestly, I would like to answer that with a very nice short answer. Religious trauma. Only people have forced the idea that death is scary rather than celebrated.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's the collective idea that you are lost that is scary, rather than you dying, celebrating that you have been a part of people's lives, being able to move on to the next. Maybe God knows where you end up. Maybe it's just parties and fun on the other side. They wouldn't know, would they? So yeah, religious trauma. That is the short answer. That's why you're afraid of death.
I see death as the next level.
Fuck yeah, level 2. Like it.
Yeah,
Gamifying.
pretty much level 2, yeah.
Leveling up.
Because, like,
What's level 3, bro?
that we don't know that
Ah,
because
okay,
we
fair.
haven't
Fair.
died yet.
Depending on the practice, Gnosticism has the answer for that. But anyway, keep going.
Oh, well, I don't know shit. This is why I ask these questions.
Fair enough. Yes.
So yeah. I have another question about runes for you.
Yeah.
If runes are tied to Norse cosmology, can no, hold on, dyslexia.
Am I pregnant?
Yeah. Can practitioners outside that cultural and ancestral framework ever truly access its
Yes.
metaphysical system?
Yes. Absolutely. 100%. It's, for example, how many, or have you guys heard about Reiki practices?
Nope.
Yeah.
So, Tim, Reiki is practically an energy work where you work with movement. Do you know what Tai Chi is?
Yeah.
Tai Chi is a form of, for those who use, is a form of martial arts where you use calm moments depending on what you go by, so on and so forth. Luckily, my camera tagged along on that one. But
Oh, Steve.
Go Steve, the camera, also named Jeff. It's practically like that. In Tai Chi, you have specific movement to open certain type of energies and movements and so on and so forth. Reiki is kind of the same, where imagine you know what runes are. You know the Othala, you know the Fehu, you know the Urus.
Yes.
Quite simple. Reiki is kind of like that. Just me building up my ideal runes, but energy based. Trying to force that onto you and trying to help you. That is energy based. The problem with Reiki is, from the actual tradition of Reiki, the more users that uses it, the weaker it gets. It's like taking water from a well. The more people that takes water, the drier the well gets.
Yeah.
The thing is, thanks to Google and Reddit, it's become a very open practice, so fuck the whole idea about the water well, I suppose. All of a sudden we also changed both an energy work, but not only did we change the fundamental idea about Reiki, we also changed the idea of who can access an energy and metaphysical talent. And
Yeah.
we're talking about an language, A, B, C, D, E, F, G, like runes here. If someone can tap into it, learn them. Simple as that. Very poor about the Reiki though. Feel sad about that one, but yeah. Yay,
Because
Google.
like it nearly went from something like that is sacred, like it is obviously still sacred, to like something that was nearly just, I don't know, like even have words for it. Like the masses just nearly took
Yeah,
over. They were like, yeah,
overpopularized.
let's just go with this idea, and like it doesn't matter if it's closed like practice, or like if it's not, or like the ethics of it. Just like it's
It's
on
an
the
open
side.
practice now. Yeah.
Yeah, like it
It
shows
saddens
you
me.
what kind of respect people have for spirituality as well as a whole. Like it says a lot.
Yeah, and that is why Vagvisi, the rune that we talked about earlier, is Viking. Because we can't control the masses. It's the collective idea about what is what. Unfortunately. Oh shit! We got 15 minutes left on this meeting, people. How exciting!
Oh.
So, how about we do a last question and then we say our goodbyes?
So, if witchcraft is deeply personal, how do we define what is valid practice versus cultural appropriation, misinformation, or harmful techniques?
Oof! Let's start with the first one. What was that? Witchcraft practice, right?
If witchcraft is deeply personal, how do we define if it's valid practice?
Okay,
versus
let's
cultural
go one with one. So, if it's a valid
Okay.
practice, first off, only you can do that. No one else can say what's a witchcraft practice or not. If you only like to cook food, fuck yeah, you're a kitchen witch now. Who am I to argue that you like to do stews and you do it with fucking intention? Fuck yeah, you're a witch. I will never argue. And anyone else who says otherwise, just like a Christian pops up into my live and they say, witch, and all they see is me pulling a card. I'm like, sure, if that's what you like. Who am I to argue their idea of what witch is as well? It's highly individual, like the idea about that. What's the next one?
Yeah.
Valid practice.
Cultural appropriation.
Cultural appropriation. That one is way more sensitive and way more philosophical to discuss. When it comes to cultural appropriation, it kind of comes into the actual practitioner's idea about, please don't do this. My whole practice was based due to slavery. Please don't practice my shit because I have a cultural heritage and rights and pride practically in my practice.
Yep.
So if you use this, it's practically you saying, oh, I step on your history. Fuck every person that was behind it and every so often blah, 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 so on and so forth. But unfortunately today, the people that says, that's cultural appropriation, they're usually not the practitioners of that specific practice. Not with the brains, not with the witchcraft, not with the history, not with the lineage. That's white people thinking that they can also gatekeep because they think they are in the right to gatekeep. They are not. What they should do is, can we please ask an actual practitioner and a person of this culture to say if this is cultural appropriation or not? It's a very stupid idea to just stand aside and like, that's cultural appropriation, or, yeah, it's an open practice. Both are stupid. Wait for the actual person to say it. Next one.
Misinformation or harmful techniques?
Misinformation is way more difficult. I really go ranting on this one because there's so much misinformation, and I say that take that with a grain of salt, because who am I to say that your practice is invalid? Because that's practically what I'm saying. Your practice is invalid because I think that it is misinformation.
Yep.
But I kind of want to differ the misinformation as well as invalidating your practice with, I think that it is misunderstood a bit with the former one. That, oh yeah, what you're saying is wrong. It's definitely not. What you're missing out is, what practice are you saying this from, or is it individualistic? Is this crystal working for you personally for love and protection? Or is this from a Wiccan practice? Is this from a Mesoamerican practice? Is this from Shinto? Is this from Norse? Whatever pagan? Or is this from you? You're missing that one fine detail to make it more validating in that sense. That is where misinformation and validation kind of joins in. Because it, in my eyes, unfortunately, and I say this quite bitterly, even against myself, that it gets kind of invalid when they do not state where their thoughts, their belief, and their practice, their tools, and everything, where they come from. Yep. I throw it out the window the moment they do not state anything. Like, honestly, I cannot stand by whatever they're saying. Oh yeah, it's pagan. Cool. Which one? You were saying literally any wrong taught religion that is not Christian, that usually has more than one god. Which pagan, my good sir? Oh yeah, no, it's from several pagans. Oh cool, which ones? I keep writing in comments on videos like this and they get fucking pissed at me and I get blocked several times. Yeah. But like, they need to get to know that what they're doing is adding on to misinformation, adding on to invalid practices. So it's kind of like a bridge gapping the two. They are separate ideas, but they come alongside each other. And it fucking matters me. I feel like I got it warm in my face. What's the last one?
Harmful technique.
Harmful technique is literally just about you and your self-discipline. If you would like to use a knife, please do, but do know that they are sharp.
No.
Yeah, I know. Fucking wild, right? Harmful techniques, although, does come from another idea. Sure, a knife can be sharp. Just like you can use baneful practices, curses, hexes, jinxes. Fuck it, go off, chuck it in the fucking bucket and hope for the best. But there is also the harmful techniques of, for example, using misinformation. That is a harmful technique for any culture. If you say, oh yeah, this is a voodoo practice, and then us voodoo practitioners looks at it like, no, it's not. What you're doing is harming the culture. You're harming the practice, yourself, and the culture.
Yeah.
This is not good. And you're saying that it's fact. Makes it weird. And you're stating like it's the fact as well of how this works. Ugh, that is another harmful practice just on its own. Not just for yourself with a knife playing around and trying to inscribe initials on a candle. It's sharp. It's dangerous. But yeah, misinformation is just as harmful, in all honesty. Yeah.
And that was the last question.
Last question. Fuck yeah. Faith, would you like to say goodbye to the masses?
Bye guys.
Cool.
This was fun.
Live long and prosper, motherfuckers.